Hello, and welcome. This wonderful Tuesday, October 25. And today we're diving into a super cool trending article from the markets. It's one of those papers that really makes you think about where AI is headed. So grab your coffee, get comfy, let's get into it. DeepAgent, a general reasoning agent with scalable toolsets. The kernel is it's now scalable or exact 10.21,680. It's long. Okay, so let's break this down. We all know about AI assistants like Siri or Alexa, right? They're useful, but they're a bit. You ask a question, they give an answer. But what if you need them to use something really complex? Something that requires multiple steps and using different apps or tools? That's the big problem is most AI agents today are like interns following a very strict checklist. They operate on a simple something like reason, then act, then observe. It works for simple things, but it's not very autonomous. They can't just decide on their own to go find a new tool if they need one. And if the task is super long, their memory gets cluttered with tons of information, and they can easily get lost or stuck in a loop. They lack a global perspective on the whole task. This is where DeepAgent comes in. And it's a game changer. Instead of that rigid step-by-step process, DeepAgent works in a single, coherent stream of thought. It thinks, it discovers tools, and it takes action all in one fluid process. Kind of like how our brains work. It's not just following a script. It's maintaining a global view of the entire task from start to finish. If it realizes it needs a tool it doesn't have, it can literally just search for one on the fly from a massive library of thousands of tools. But here's my favorite part, the autonomous memory folding mechanism. This is so clever. When DeepAgent is working on a long task and the conversation history gets huge, or maybe it realizes it's gone down the wrong path, we can decide to, quote, take a breath. It generates a special command that tells the system to fold its memory. The AI then compresses its entire interaction history into a neat structured summary. This summary is inspired by the human brain, with an episodic memory for the big picture, working memory for what's happening right now, and a tool memory for what it's learned about using different tools. This frees up its context, prevents it from getting stuck, and lets it re-evaluate its strategy with a clear head. It's like taking a moment to organize your notes before tackling the next part of a project. So how do you even teach an AI to do all this? That's where this special training method comes in, called Turbo. Training an AI with thousands of real-world templates would be a nightmare. It'd be slow, expensive, and things would constantly break. So the researchers did something brilliant. They used another AI to act as a tool simulator. It pretends to be all those real-world templates, providing a stable, fast-paced, cheap environment for the main AI to practice in. It's like practicing a speech with a friend instead of in front of a live audience. Less pressure. Why did the AI cross the road? Because its reinforcement learning algorithm calculated a higher reward potential on the other side, which was, incidentally, a bucket of bolts. It loves bolts. Why anyway? So what does this mean for us in the real world? The applications are pretty mind-blowing. Let's look at 3 examples. First, in chatbots and dialogue systems. Imagine a personal assistant that's actually personal. You could say, plan a 3-day trip to London for me. Find a hotel near the British Museum, book 2 tickets or a West End show, and create an itinerary that includes at least one good fish and chips place. DeepAgent could autonomously search for hotel booking apps, theater ticket websites, and restaurant review tools to get the job done. It's not just in that, but it becomes a bot. Second, information extraction and text summarization. The financial analyst could give it a task like analyze the quarterly reports of these 3 companies, extract the revenue growth and profit margins, compare them, and generate a summary report. DeepAgent would use a file rating tool, a coding topic for calculations, and a text generation tool to create the final summary, all seamlessly. And third, let's think about machine translation. The simple translation might miss cultural nuances. you could ask DeepAgent to translate a marketing slogan for a new audience. It might think this slogan relies on the American idiom. It could then use a web search tool to research equivalent cultural concepts, a dictionary tool for specific word choices, and then create a translation that's not just literally correct, but culturally effective. And you compare DeepAgent to other technologies like React. The difference is like a cook following a recipe versus a master chef. React follows the recipe card, one step at a time. DeepAgent, the chef, has the end goal in mind, and the down only grabs ingredients and adjusts its technique as it goes. The paper shows that DeepAgent consistently outperforms other models, especially in what they call open set scenarios, where it has to find the right tool from a set of over 16,000 possibilities. While other models get lost, DeepAgent thrives. So this research is a huge step toward creating truly general and capable AI agents that can tackle complex real-world problems with the kind of flexibility and autonomy we've only seen in science fiction. That's all for today's dive into the archives. Super fascinating stuff, right? Let me know what you think. Catch you on the next one.